week there was a shopping trip, a praying trip, and a family history expedition. So we'll put you all back sort of lunchtime, early afternoon, back at the Blue Water Inn. Now everybody's back together, so you can you guys walk in from your shopping expedition. Vash is sitting at the bar, having got back from wandering around town.
Yeah, weren't we still at the doll house?
No, you've walked past Doll's house. The shop is shut.
Oh, okay, so we just saw
We've
the
head
thing
back.
and wandered on.
We'll start back so that everybody's in the same place.
Okay.
I don't know whether Malachi has come downstairs yet, but was upstairs praying fervently when you guys went out this morning. So you're back, and you can share with each other, or I can remind you what you have found.
Well, I have nothing to share.
Didn't you get a book or something?
Oh, you got
I got a bestiary, yeah.
and you got two books, and you gave Zephyr a book.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we gave Zephyr a book about his life.
This one, yeah,
Zephyr's story.
So Quinny, going through Quinny's backpack, found the book of the life of Zephyr Orion that he had taken from the secret library at the Durst house, right back at the very beginning when he was locked in a cupboard while you were all fighting a suit of armour. And as you went, oh, I've got this book for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to give this to you.
Finally remembered.
I finally remembered.
So, Emma, are we in the city of Barovia?
We're in Valaki.
Valaki,
Which is
bigger
in
than Barovia.
yeah. So Valaki is the sort of probably the big city in Barovia.
Are there banks like? Now I'm thinking of it after that.
Is there a bank?
Are they reliable though?
I would.
Nothing Barovia's
You
reliable.
you can ask. So you're in the inn. So you're up here. So this is the sort of biggest city in Barovia. You've come up from the village of Barovia, which is down here. Okay, you made your way
Bury
around.
your gold.
Bury your
Open a
gold.
Junior saver.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of stuff. We're all
Feed
very
birds,
traumatised.
nothing so bad. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, the shouting pretty high, you don't want to buy them.
So as you get back, there's nobody in the bar at this time of day. You sent the hungover child, the sad child, and the other two slightly older children off with some money.
Yeah,
They've
with a
not
gold coin.
They've not returned yet. There's a note addressed to Vash sitting on the bar, and Danica Martinov is behind the bar. And Unwin is in the kitchen where he normally is.
So have we received word back from the messenger?
Well, you sent
Yeah, that we only sent it
four
off a
small
couple of hours
children
ago.
about 2 hours ago with cash. So no, they're not back yet.
Oh, I thought, and my raven friend's not back yet either. Are they?
Your
sorry,
raven
it was
friend
it wasn't a raven, it was like a
headed-
thrush or something.
You sent a small bird to Barovia to let
The bird and
Irina's brother know that you arrived safely in Valaki. Yeah. No, they're not back. Not that you've seen.
Cool.
Okay.
I reckon you should go check out this magic wine place.
I
that is
agree.
not
Wizard of
producing
Wines.
stuff. That sounds like an interesting.
That's where I want to go.
I'd like to read the note.
Would you like to read the note? The note says, is from Vasily von Holtz. It says, thank you for dropping by this afternoon. Would be lovely to meet and talk some history. You are welcome for dinner this evening or another of your choosing. Okay.
Oh, also Vash, the one thing that we would want to catch you up on is that we know that the Baron here is a bit awful. There were some people tied up in donkey masks because they weren't celebrating the town enough.
Oh yes.
So he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, I think that's the technical term.
doing the everything is
term.
awesome thing.
He's a bit of a dick.
Everything must be well in Valaki.
There is no war in Basing, so
Oh, okay, that's the go. Okay.
yeah.
That's the route we're going.
That's
okay,
the
there is
route
no
it's going.
no war
There
in
is no
Basing
war.
Sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one.
The
I
active
think.
denial of things being shit.
Although, in saying that, other than the way that he treats the people who aren't celebrating, I'm yet to actually hear anything bad about the town. So, like, you know, it's not like people are being flogged to death every other day.
But the festivals, you have to have a child with
Was you have to have a child with you, or was it that if you have a child, they have to
you. No,
come?
it was like a child is compulsory or something.
It says.
well, it's
Was that
lucky
what it
we've
said?
got one.
It said.
Was that we spoke to the guards? No?
It said, yeah, it was children required.
Yeah, children
Ah,
required.
okay.
Okay, well, it's lucky we've
Got
got
two.
one.
Oh, I've got one
You've,
there.
you've,
Well,
The other
there's
I
two
think
as well.
made
Festival's not for
your
another
own mind
2
up what
weeks,
that
yeah.
might mean.
Oh,
But,
we need to get out of here. Didn't really do it.
Didn't Quinny have a chat with one of the guards who explained that it was just that children have to come?
Yep. So you did, and so you had a chat to the guards who were putting up the posters and taking down the posters. That said, you know, that children are required, sort of by the burgomaster, to attend all the festivals that take place. And this is pretty obvious. I mean, festivals are a very child-friendly event. You know, there isn't a party unless there's lots of small children
I don't know.
And the pikes are
I
provided.
don't know. There's a lot of
Celebrating
18
and
plus
having
parties
fun.
that don't
Yeah, that's
have
where my
children.
brain was going.
So like,
Some guy running around with a flute.
Oh, I said pikes. The last one, the one of the signs
Yeah.
said pikes provided or something like that for the
Yeah.
festival. They were like hunting wolves.
because it was the wolves and the wolves' heads, so they were hunting the wolves and the pipes.
And that was
Like
the
the
Wolf's
evil
Head
Pipe
Jamboree.
things,
You also
That
saw
was the
those
one we just
posters.
missed.
Some of
And that
those
was the one that's
still
just
come around.
passed.
Yeah, that was
And
Yeah,
next
that's the
coming
one
up
that's
is
just
something about
passed, the
the
Wolf's Head Jamboree.
Yeah, next one's the sun,
The
not the morning lord.
Someone's trying to distract the
Sun,
populace.
Morning Lord.
the
Yeah.
Festival
Sounds good to
of the
me.
Blazing Sun.
Festival Blazing Sun.
Festival of the
Someone's
Blazing
trying to
Sun.
distract the populace from what's actually going on.
I think you'll find it's malicious unhappiness.
Malicious,
Yeah.
and that was the term.
Talk like that may get you a donkey head.
That,
In the
you heard a
stalks.
theory. I didn't think of that. That something else could be going on at the same time as the festivals that they're not.
They don't want people taking any notice of.
I don't
That's
know
what
if
the
I want to
Colosseum
hang around.
was used for in Rome.
I don't know if I want to hang around here for 2 weeks to find out. to tell you the
No,
truth.
definitely
It
not.
seems like a big investment. But the other stuff.
There's
we
only so
have-
much trouble we can get into in 2 weeks.
I think there's a lot of trouble we need to.
We've also we've got the Wizards of the Wine going on. We've got
You've got
the local leathersmith gave us a job as well, which is that his daughter his daughter is missing, who's a werewolf. She was living out in the woods and meeting them, you know, every now and again. But
We should
didn't
go
make
kill
the last
someone else's
meeting.
kid.
That could happen.
They want her. They want her
Yeah,
back.
they're also buying
So
them.
Emil and Zuleika, who run the leather shop, he no longer hunts. That's why they run a leather shop. Their daughter married a werewolf. There's a group of werewolves that live far out up into the mountains, and they would go out and meet with them and spend time with them once a month. And she has not been there at their last meeting, and there has been talk of rivalry between groups vying for sort of power up there, and they're very worried about what's become of their
Just to remind you all, you are aware vampires and werewolves don't tend to get along.
I was about to ask that. I'm hoping I can get along with werewolves. I know I get along with wolves fine if I need to, and we're not
Werewolves
actively
are-
trying to kill them.
A little more unpredictable.
A little bit. But
I
anyway,
may be understating that more than
we got promised some +2 studded leather armor.
Plus
for that
2
one,
studded
which is
leather
very
armor.
nice.
well, that would fit rather nicely, I do believe.
I mean, everyone would love that.
The toy shop has a doll's head that looks freakishly like me behind the counter. Freakishly
Then I would
like
suggest you stay as far away from
Sounds
that
like
Colosseum.
witchcraft. Don't like it.
burn
Did
the
you
witch.
see
Because
open
there are
that?
quite a
It
few
literally just
rituals.
said closed for lunch, back later.
Oh, cool.
It no fun, it no blinsky.
I do believe there is some form of ritual that involves making an effigy of people,
That just,
and I wouldn't trust going near a person that has an effigy of yourself.
don't
there's
bless
also
it.
very
It
bad
was
craft,
very freaky.
voodoo. Horrific
I would
stuff.
suggest if you get a chance to destroy it, do so.
There we
What
go,
if
we
that
just burned
kills
the
her?
shop down. It's not completed yet, I don't believe. I believe
Malachi.
it's just the head.
It'll it'll
like,
just burn
the
your head
neck.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
And then you can
fine.
be like a
That's fine.
headless version.
Yeah, I'll
Really.
do headless Harlequin.
Malachi,
Means you won't be able to say anything, but yeah.
did something spook you into praying, or were you just having a religious day?
I was a bit stoked. I was having one of those moments. I wasn't quite sure if those switches would get or not.
That's
So I
troubling.
was like,
I've been trying to
I'm
sell that windmill,
I'm
so
gonna
I hope
try
they're good.
I was just gonna try to pray the game
Oh yeah,
away
you
a
put
little
the
bit.
sign up, didn't you?
Pray
Yes.
the chaos.
Selling your
check.
windmill.
I'll check with the barkeep if there's
I love
if there's
that.
been any news of anyone's been coming to
Oh
the bar
no,
to ask about that.
there's been no inquiries for you, and
And I got a package, but we'll
was
see
in
if
the
it comes
package?
to that.
What was in the
That's vague and a little
Not
stomach.
right.
package?
I don't know.
Now you have
I'll
Argument
decide
vague and
whether I'll talk.
unconvincing.
How is there lightning flashing outside? It's the middle of the day.
What's in the box?
What's in
What's
the
in the
box?
box?
So do we want to check out this toy shop
are you
first,
still
or do we want
wet?
to go for
Just
the
out
Wizard
of
of
interest,
Wine?
are you still
Well, the toy
are your
shop's
robes
closed.
still?
Yeah, I
It's
should
for
probably have a
lunchtime, so
shower.
it'll
Actually,
be
that's a good
open.
point.
Could
Toy
we,
shop's
could we,
closed at the
we
moment,
assume that
isn't
the
it?
toy shop's going to be open by the time we get back there with everyone?
Oh
If they're
yeah.
at lunch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we want to check out the orphanage as well at some point.
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah, we need
wanna
to find
swing
out
past
which.
there to
Yeah,
see
we
if
need
the
to find out
orphanage
about which bitch. Which bitch? The lady who runs the orphanage.
is- Oh, that's right.
Wizard of Wines first.
The wine first?
Remember, little kid.
We can't have the bar run out of wine.
Alright.
I'm assuming
Bit of
that
a
you're
witch.
having this conversation over a light bowl of
Yes.
beet
Lovely
soup.
radish soup,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Okay.
Beetroot soup. Wash. So I'm hearing Wizard of Wines pretty strongly, and I have no issues with that.
We can't have the bar run out of wine. Otherwise, what are we going to enjoy after a nice day of
Well,
adventuring?
they could
I
invent
wanna-
fermentation of ale.
I'm pretty concerned about that doll's head.
They don't have ale in Burgundy.
I hear
There's no
potatoes.
wheat.
I
No
hear
crops of
potatoes can make a rather potent drink if necessary.
Quinny's taken to putting just random
Sounds like witchcraft to me.
vegetable minerals in water and just shaking them to see.
Everything is
Um,
witch.
Have you not heard of the concept of science?
Sounds
Not
like
in
Satan.
these day and age. It's witchcraft.
Sounds like
It's either
Satan
witchcraft
to me.
or magic.
Okay,
That's-
right, okay.
Well, that's the
I'm
thing.
getting very much
we
a
don't
Warhammer
that's the other
Wizard
reason
of
I want to
Wine.
get rid of Wizard of Wine. Because how they're doing it.
What's that? It's the other reason you want to go.
Yeah, it's like I want to work out how they're doing it because no one else seems to be able to. The only booze we've seen are the Wizards of Wine and the Vistani camp.
Yes.
And I'm assuming
True.
the Vistanis are just vaguely magical enough to do that because that seems like a reasonable explanation.
They are distilling, is what they told you. So they have some recipes that they were largely vague and
I think the Wizard of Wines
unhelpful
are literally
about.
wizards.
But there are
Really?
some they're distilling moonshine of
If
their
I can get
descriptions.
like a sample of grapevines as a druid, I can just spam druidcraft on it and it'll grow. And so I could grow us a little wine, which would be cool.
Druid craft.
I assume that's how that spell works. Just every 6 seconds,
Totally
just
how
make
that
it grow a
spell
little,
works, yeah.
grow a little, grow a little, and in 10 years we'll have an entire orchard.
Or spend 8 hours casting plant growth when you get it,
Once they get it, yeah, but I think that's a 3rd level spell or something, so I'm not quite there yet.
and it'll make everything grow for a year.
Alright, let's do it.
So
That's
Wizard of
Wizard of
Wines.
Wine. Yeah, Wizard of
Okay.
Wine.
So-
and the children aren't around.
No other children. You were sent off to the
Lovely.
burgomasters with a
Should we
note
leave a note?
saying, "We'd like to meet you."
And they haven't come back.
And they haven't. Well, he sent them with money, and one was hungover, and one's 4, and you've got no idea quite how far the burgomaster's house is. So you've sent 2 10-year-olds, a drunk, a
Sorry,
hungover 5-year-old, and a
We
4-year-old
is a strong term. This was
with
all,
money
This was all,
out for the day. So
This is
yeah,
Why is
they-
it always your fault?
Zephyr Zone.
Should we leave them a
Everything's
note
your
in case
fault.
we're not back?
Either Valentin's
Before they
fault
get back.
or Zephyr's fault.
I don't know, they're with the barkeeps.
We'll tell the
children, So I
barkeep.
think you mentioned
We
her.
sent kids off by
What was
themselves
her
with
name
money
again?
to the burgomaster.
the child.
No,
Which
the
one?
the barkeep, the bartender.
Danica.
Danica, lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, her kids are pretty sharp.
We'll just mention to Danica that the kids might be coming back.
She's like.
They're caught out to be stealing shit. So they're pretty sharp.
She's like, oh, okay, great.
And also, I'm expecting someone to come in here with a large offer for the windmill. So just do keep an ear out for that.
She smiles at you, sort of in a very humouringly, yeah, okay, of course
Wonderful.
you are,
That'll be shown
kind
by
of
the end
way.
of the day.
Okay.
Let's get to this wine orchard.
All right, so you head off east out of town.
Can I check when we go
Yep.
with the guards what time the gates are closing today?
Okay, so
Good idea.
they look at you as in a sort of are you expecting to be late?
No,
you're not.
we're
That's
new here. I
ridiculous.
just
You're not
wanted to
supposed to be
check.
late.
We make sure we won't be once we know what time they're closing.
So 6 o'clock is curfew.
We'll be back
You
before
would
6.
you would be the group that tried to get in late last time.
Don't know what you're talking about. Yes, that was us.
6 o'clock. It's about 1:30. It's relatively early.
Alright, cool. If it gets to like 5 o'clock, I'm just dropping what we're doing and leaving. I think that's the plan.
Valid.
As we're wandering along,
Okay, as long as we're clear, how we're doing now. Yep.
I want to be on the lookout for wildflowers.
You're looking for
Wildflowers.
okie dokie. Go for your life.
Any particular kind of flower?
The kind that'll be good in my gin to give it a bit more of a flow.
Okay.
Okay.
Because this wine is just not
Don't
it.
Not hitting it.
Oh, turn that around. Sorry.
Goodness, there's some noisy crickets. Quinny goes, "Oi, Jim, could you quieten down a little?"
Jiminy, shut up.
Okay, so as you are walking out, you travel for maybe 3/4 of an hour, maybe a little bit longer, and as you're travelling out, you reach a sort of on the side of the road, a sort of caravan that looks like it's coming back along the other direction, and in that caravan are a man and 2 young boys, and they look like they're heading back the way you just came, so they're heading into the Lackey.
A polite wave.
And like, well met, and these the lads looking quite small, and there's a young boy and a sort of a young girl, very short hair, but looks about 12. The young boy looks a bit older, sort of 15, 16, and with a slightly older young man, maybe 18, 19, early 20s, heading away from town.
Can I? I've got my bell branch as part of my staff thing. As I'm going past, if I use a charge of that to detect good and evil, will that be really obvious that I'm like casting a spell at them? Or?
Waving your stuff at them.
All right, well I'm not going to do that in that case.
No. You can roll sleight of hand if you want to try and do that without them.
Yeah.
Or you could just be like, flies are just
A menace.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Stealth through stealth through the
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
No, I don't think I'll harass random strangers. Might ask them if they happen to have passed by the Wizard's wine shop, if that's the direction they're coming from.
Yeah, we're just leaving there, and so the eldest young man at the top there is like, I've got to take these 2 into the Lackey. Yeah.
Oh, is
That's it.
something the matter? Was something the matter?
Family are all in the woods. There's a lot of trouble there. I've been sent away. I've got to get these two into town and to safety, and then I'll try and get back.
Oh, we're heading out that way ourselves. Any advice you could give us?
You can speak to my dad or my uncle or my grandfather. That you might find them further along towards the winery. There's we've had to leave. The place is overrun.
Overrun with what?
Why? I don't know. You'd have to speak to them. They've just ushered me out and said I've got to run these two. It's sort of gestures at these slightly younger siblings. Get these two into town. I'll get that done, and then I can get back to them and give them a hand.
Alright. Good luck.
It'd be funny if it wasn't monsters, they're just racist. Just like it's overrun by blacks or something, like or elves, just like fuck them.
And then once we're past them, I'll say, well, that was half hopeful.
And he sort of, and you, as he walks past, you can see him sort of like, come on, let's go. He's not in a nasty way, just in a seriously, can't believe I've got to. I'm running a childcare mission, and there's other shit to be done. Feels that this is very beneath him.
Can I just check to the young lady who's one?
Which one? Sorry, who are
The
you?
young lady. Oh, this
Oh,
young
him.
lady.
Yeah,
Yes.
him.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pop on ahead. This seems curious.
How come you missed this episode?
I can move pretty quick. Can you keep up?
I can do my best.
Rogues get free dash, so probably.
Yeah, I get dash to bonus action. You keep up with you, no problem.
Okay.
And I got some meat now, so. Sweet.
So we'll just go for a run out front and hit the party and
Scope it
scout
out.
out. Can we be a bit stealthy maybe?
I don't know, can you?
I think I can manage.
Uh,
You can manage, I'm sure.
I know
I hope so.
that's the question for the dice.
yeah, you realise what my dice are.
Oh, I forgot to
So
tell
we'll
you
just go
guys, but
ahead.
I'm drenched. I'm really wet. I don't know.
In
Oh, in game.
Like I
Okay.
was, yeah. What?
In game?
In game.
Or
yeah.
out of game.
Well, as we're walking
So, in
along,
case you were like, why are you wet?
as we're walking along, I'll be using prestidigitation to dry you off.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Because I can
raining.
I was praying and I got wet.
Well, I can give it
Does that happen
to you
often?
as well.
Not often, but you know, weird stuff happens sometimes when you're talking to the Morning Lord. Sorry? Oh, if you don't mind, but I can catch an Uber, it's fine. I got you. Oh yeah, thanks.
Because I forgot about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it might take
So
me a minute
you heading on
to
along the
dry you
road?
off, but I can do it.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
scouting ahead.
Okay, so as you're heading along the road, you're scouting ahead. Perception check.
You have better perception than me.
Possibly. Not with that roll. What is that?
Being bard, I'm kind of good at everything.
13.
It's muddy. It's been raining. The rain seems to have stopped. Not a lot else. You can't see any particular tracks. You can see the footprints going into Lucky that would be given the people you've just passed. There are some birds flying around. There's some howls far off in the distance, but nothing that you would perceive as a threat. Okay. So you see a sort of a battered down sign. It sort of says Wizard of Wines, and it's got the sort of the interlocking W logo that you've seen stamped on all the barrels. Signposted off the track through the forest, off towards the north, off the main path, sort of deeper into the forest.
Maybe we'll catch up.
Okay. And as you get closer, you can see that there's like an encampment. There's no campfire. There's a wagon with a sort of cluster of people huddled around this wagon.
This is your time to shine. Let's go south.
Okay.
finish up this episode, or do we?
No, let's just come open and I'll just like get on my walking stick as like an old man with his grandson or something.
There's an old man
After
coming
sprinting
through
the
the
last
dark.
400 metres.
An old man coming through the darkness is just not going to freak anyone out.
An old man that talks in your head.
Yeah.
Not in any
Exactly.
way.
He's
Not,
not
in
gonna
any way.
talk.
Just
It's all very normal. It's all
Just
very
a mute. I am a mute.
Okay. So you see 4 people huddled around this wagon. They seem pretty. They don't seem to have noticed you. They seem pretty intent. There's obviously some heated debate and discussion going on. There's an older gentleman. There's 2 men, probably in their sort of 30s, 40s, and a woman in her sort of mid-40s.
I might just tuck Mr. Zeppa's coat and say, let's just listen for a minute.
Sounds good. Should we just like sneak off into the
Yeah, just, well, I mean, they're going to be focused on the fire, so their vision of anything outside is going to be pretty hard to see. Would that be a fair assessment?
slow our pace and try and listen
Okay.
to what's in the wind?
You can hear them in the debate. It seems to be about leaving, staying, fighting, the family firm, the children. Our business is going to go to the dogs. This is outrageous. We have to stay, and it seems to be a sort of tactical conversation about what they're going to do next. Camped out in the woods.
Do you think we've heard enough? Should we go see what they're doing is?
Is it sort of, can we glean that they are winemaking family?
I think you could probably make that as a reasonable guess.
Given what we already know from the first 3 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the people engaged in pretty deep conversation around the wagon. So,
I'll let you do the talking, Mr. Zeppa.
Don't like groups.
Okay. Alright,
One at a
okay.
time.
Oh, is there like a bit of a rock or something I can stand on? Or a log or something that I can stand on to make myself not be so shrinky?
they're standing next to a wagon. There's a
Alright.
few broken down trees
I'll
around.
I'll climb up on the wagon so that overlooking them. And be
Because
like,
that's
I know I'm not there, but what's on the wagon?
It's a sort of it's a cart with a bit of a cover. It looks like it's got their possessions. It looks like there's some chests. You can see some clothes sticking out. It looks like a hastily packed set of belongings.
There's some decent bits of radio.
do people look like they need to have an argument?
Have we caught up to them yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, actually, I'm looking for a pearl. Anyone finds a pearl?
Any pearl?
Well, a somewhat expensive pearl.
There's people that look like they've got.
Except for spell.
Hello there. What are you doing out here?
What are you doing out here? So the woman turns to you. She's like, "What are you doing out here?" More's the jumping up on people. We're having a private conversation here. Who are you, and what are you doing out here in the middle of the afternoon, so far from anywhere?
I'm out here with Mr. Zephyr.
They look around.
Just nod my head.
I heard you guys look a bit scared and worried. Anything we can help with?
I think it's unlikely there's anything you can help with. I mean, I've sent my children back into Valaki. Maybe that's where you should head too.
Quinny will kind of give everyone a tap on the shoulder and get us to walk a bit closer so it's clear that it's not just a random child offering to help, but there's like a group of us.
Well, in doing that,
Come on, you've got to intimidate them.
I'm going to do an acrobatics thing and do like a bit of a somersault from the thing back down to the ground and draw my daggers at the same time.
That's so mean.
Face plant.
It's a 9. That's 5 base
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, mine's still not bad. It's not like too.
You vault off this thing with your daggers out, and you don't fall flat on your face, but you slip a little in the mud, and sort of manage to style it out in a sort of slightly clumsy, using your daggers outstretched like a trapeze walker for balance.
That was intentional. That was intentional. Totally meant to do it.
The woman raises her eyebrow in the manner of somebody who's had 10-year-old children and is grateful that hers are a bit older. While you're talking, primarily while you sort of engage with this woman, you notice another woman come out of the woods, so from much deeper in, and whisper in the ear of the older gentleman who's there.
Quick question. The inn that we're staying at, what was it called again?
Blue Water.
Cool. I might say to them, are you from the Wizards of the Wine?
And the older gentleman looks at you and goes, I am Davian Martikov. I am head of the family Martikov, and we are the Wizards of Wine.
We've been, I've forgotten every word in the English language. We've been hired by the Blue Water Inn to check on the most recent shipment to see what's going on.
He snorts and goes, and just looks away. And the gentleman next to him sort of smiles and goes, we don't talk about Erwin so much out here at the vineyard.
Is there some sort of a problem?
Oh, and the older gentleman's turned and walked away. Sort of, he's like, he left the vineyard to go and live in the city, away from the family business. Not sure Dad's really forgiven him yet.
So
is that the
you're related.
Why aren't you making wine anymore?
So you're related then?
Oh yes, we're the as
No, I mean
my father said.
the gentleman at the Blue Water Inn. He's related to you.
He's my brother. Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
he failed to mention that.
Good question again, sorry. Oh no, that was the leather workers. They're a completely different thing.
He did fail to mention that to us.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen him, and that woman he's married to,
Davina.
something like that. Yes, and that's their children, I suppose. Yes.
So you're just refusing to sell to them, or?
No. We always make sure they're well supplied. The father is bitter about them leaving, but we would never see them harmed.
Oh,
That
good.
would be.
Well, their business is currently at stake as it stands. They've not received a shipment in some time.
No one has received a shipment in some time. That's what we are debating here.
Oh,
Why is that? You having some trouble at the vineyard?
And
COVID.
the old dude walks back over Davian, and he's been speaking to the woman who came out of the forest, and he's like, some trouble would be a small understatement.
Well, perhaps we can help.
Do you like pie?
No.
Pretty just grabs the pie, throws it in the bush.
We have had blight on our vines. The infestation of the vines is an annual thing. About this time of year, late spring, early summer, the vines become blighted. It's not in itself a problem. We can usually deal with that. We've been dealing with this for generations. And this year, there have been additional problems, and some twig blights, and some needle blights.
They're
And
those little creatures that look like little stick figures, aren't they?
Can I do a druid check on those?
yeah,
I probably mean survival would be nice.
yeah, you can go survival.
But it does just so happen we have someone rather attuned to nature, well, maybe what the hell.
Quinny got I got a 10, but that means I rolled a 3 on the dice, so I imagine Quinny is a bit off at the moment, looking at something else.
Could I do an Arcana check because it's of a magical nature?
You could do.
So I have read a lot of books.
Roll history.
Can you?
17?
Yeah, so you would know that there are blights are a living creature that can corrupt and take over various forms of plant matter, and that they can have some form of sentience and can be under some kind of control. It would be unusual to have them in these kind of numbers that it would drive off a sort of a family from their property.
These little blights they speak of, little sentient creatures that tend to corrupt things that they're around. For these numbers, they have to be controlled by something.
Oh. I'm a patron of nature when I can be. Perhaps we could help out. Certainly be willing to take a look. Be interested to have a chat with them, if nothing else.
He laughs and goes, do what you will.
And Vash will use prestidigitation to create little sparks of lightning between his fingers. We have our talents.
You need to, if you are to help, you need to get rid of the blights that have taken over our vineyard, over the cellars, over the wine production, over the vines themselves. But you cannot destroy the vines.
Naturally.
Because that would in itself destroy the business, which would be the problem that we are currently discussing, is how to get rid of these creatures that have infested our lands without dying.
The numbers that you've described lend to that another creature is controlling them. If we were to dispose of that particular creature, they would probably disperse.
The only other creatures that we have seen around these parts would be the druids.
Druids?
Well, we happen to have one of them.
You know what druids are?
I'm intimately familiar with what a druid is. I didn't know there were any around.
Perhaps
you could talk to them.
yeah.
That would be really nice. Could you point us in their direction at all?
He's just looking at you like you are slightly insane. He's like...
I'm just going to start quietly muttering in Druidic about annoyance and nobody telling me anything these days.
Okay. He just raises an eyebrow and goes, your friend is keen to walk into danger. I'm not sure that... is he familiar with these parts?
Not these parts, but
familiar with these parts.
Not familiar with these parts, but he is familiar with druids.
Are these ones unfriendly?
There is very little in Barovia that is friendly, as you may or may not have discovered. We have had an accord with the druids, but as your friend rightly says, for blights of this number in this volume to be swarming our vineyard, I am concerned that there is a problem.
I would suggest we talk to the druids first. Then we have greater insight into what's going on.
She's whispering, so the woman on the left is whispering into his ear again. She's like, shouldn't...
Do you have something to share with us? You seem to be whispering a lot. You might have information we could use.
No, this is Muriel. She's a friend of the family. And she nods at you.
Can I do a history check on not so nice druids? Like, I want to try and work out, being a druid, if I rock up, will they, like, talk to me at all? Or are they likely to just say, you know, you happen to be the same sort of profession as us, but still go fuck yourself?
Yeah, you can roll history.
And can I insight check this person? Like,
Which
what
one?
the reaction
Who,
was?
what?
The sneaky talking.
Sneaky.
Like, when it was, like, friend of the family, was she, like...
Yep. So you can sneaky, yeah. Inside check, sneaky.
That's a 3.
Okay. as far as Quinn is concerned, you've only ever met druids who are nice.
Oh, cool.
You've drunk with some, you've done nature stuff with some, you've picked flowers, you've sat in glades, you've done funky magic.
Alright, cool. Let's go talk to the druids. They should be nice.
Druids are all good.
Yeah.
7.
Insight?
Not a very insightful person today.
There's clearly something going on between Old Man Martikov and this woman, but it's difficult to read what there's something that there's sort of under the breath heated discussion. It's difficult to read what that is in relation to you.
Is she human? Let me rephrase. Does she look human?
She looks more elven than human.
Okay, cool.
Does she...
Okay, so Vash will say very openly, you're not hiding what he's saying, in Elvish, we can be of help.
And she looks at you and says, in common, I am aware of that. Thank you.
Are you insulting any of your friends?
I offered, but apparently it's not needed.
And again, she leans in and heated discussion.
I say we go have a look, say hello to these druids.
Seems like the best course of action at the moment. Because walking into a horde of tree blast doesn't sound like a fun.
So the younger man, the brother of Owen, says, whatever you do not use fire at our vineyard.
Of course.
Sacred flame isn't fire.
Do any of us actually have fire?
I do. My main cantrip is produce flame, but that's fine.
Most of my attacks are fire.
I've got alternatives.
But yeah, I can do Toll the Dead and other stuff.
Force damage, mostly.
The woman steps forward. She's the daughter. She's the sister of Erwin. So there's old man.
The elf or the other one? Sorry.
So there's old man Martikov, Davian, old man Martikov. Adrian Martikov is the older brother. Unwin is the younger brother. The guy who runs the Blue Water Inn is their younger brother. And this is Stefania, who is their sister. Okay, that's her husband. Darg.
That's an unfortunate first.
Darg and Stefania. So he also works up in the vineyard, and it was their children. She sent their eldest son with their younger two to Valakin to get out of the way. She's like, we are not wealthy, but if you are able to help us and save and not set fire to our livelihood, we may be able to reward you in some way with what we have.
Rewind.
Thank you kindly. Do you happen to know where we could find these druids? Even a vague idea?
I didn't see them as we left. There were just light everywhere.
Do they live nearby the orchard at all? Do you know any places you've had dealings with them?
We mainly see them sometimes up on Yester Hill, which is further on from the vineyard. You'd be able to see it from the house, from upstairs. There's a hill in the distance. I think it's some kind of sacred site or something for them.
Interesting. Alright, so it sounds like we probably need to go to the house first anyway. Or at least near the house.
Take a quick look.
Okay. So the house is at
I'm going to ask them if they have
Yep.
any keys we can borrow. Or if it's likely to be locked or anything like that.
We did not have time to look up before we left.
Easy one.
We fled. Adrian, the elder brother, says the house is at the centre of the vineyard.
Yeah, of course it is.
So there is a sort of perimeter of our younger grapes, and then our more established vines are towards the house, and then the house, the vineyard itself, is in the centre. There are some paths through where we run the carts that collect the grapes at harvest time. The house is 2 floors. We live there, and the cellar where we make and store our wine is beneath. Please, we would appreciate you being careful with our belongings.
We will.
Okay.
Burning it straight away.
As we head towards there, I'm going to drop pass without trace on all of us, so we can sneak past the twig lights if we need to.
Oh, that's a
Good.
great idea.
That is a great idea.
So you can add 10 to your stealth rolls.
Mine are not.
And that's for
Okay.
everyone, which is neat.
So, as you come out of along the road and out of the forest, as you look down, you can see these this circular, almost spiralling path with cart trails through it, going to a 2-story stone building in the centre. And you can see the vineyard from the outside. So you can see. Make a perception check.
Finally!
15.
No, that's another 2.
Oi, I'll give,
19.
in fact, I'll give you a choice. So, from this position, you've got a chance to, I guess, survey and figure out how you might like to try and do this. So you can roll history, perception, survival, insight, whatever you would prefer, and see whether you can glean any information about what's going on down there.
23 on perception.
Bloody
I got
19.
15.
26 survival,
Okay,
19 for insight.
okay,
and you can see the matrix.
okay.
Ooh. What was it, insight or survival?
Either.
Okay, my insight's... Oh, my perception's better than that. 23 for perception.
Okay. Anybody rolling history?
What would history be for, just out of curiosity?
In terms of how
Yeah, I rolled
vineyards are set up, whether there would be specific
That's a 9
routes,
for
good
history.
access. You know nothing about vineyards. So
Uh,
you're looking at it
when you
and
give
you
it a go.
no idea.
If I can make 2 checks.
I just
Yeah.
know whether it
I can
tastes good or
try
not.
history.
You know, that's a 6.
Okay, so
Yeah,
from
my history's terrible.
Can Penny have advantage?
'Cause she's
on
drunk.
history,
Yeah.
for what reason?
I don't know, because I
No.
like it.
Well, to be fair, you drink a lot, but no,
I don't know if
you've never been
that
to a
feels like a
vineyard.
lame excuse to be
You've
honest.
never been to
Quiddy
a
definitely doesn't
vineyard,
drink
you've just-
vineyard wine very often.
No, you've never been to a vineyard. You're quite excited to visit one, but no, you know nothing about how wine is actually made or
Alright.
how it tastes.
Alright, cool. I'll just
okay.
ride the 26 survival check.
Okay,
'Cause
so-
Jesse actually has been to a vineyard.
I grew up down the road.
Milikai has
So from your perception, you can have advantage on stealth checks because with the perception in the 20s, you can identify where in this vineyard the vine blights are most likely to be hiding, and therefore pick a route that is least likely to be detected.
Surely with pass without
Okay.
trace and advantage on stealth we can.
Okay.
We should be pretty good.
With a high survival, as you're going in, you will be able to identify tracks and
Lovely.
where these blights are moving and potentially gain an idea of the numbers involved.
I'm also looking out for druidic.
Okay. And from an insight perspective, as you're looking down, you can see that these vines are being eaten and that they're being destroyed. So whatever this blight is absolutely decimating this vineyard and steadily wiping it out.
Does
And
that
that if this doesn't get sorted out, it does within the next 24, 48 hours, it's not going to matter whether you use fire or not because this vineyard will cease to exist.
Oh dear. Does that tell us what twig blights would do? Or thorn blights, or these creatures we've been told are here?
So roll survival.
Hell yeah, 25.
So the Martikov family told you that they sort of get an annual infestation of vine blight, and
As in,
they,
sorry, as in the creature vine blights, or as in like the sick vines?
the creatures,
Okay.
and they've had that forever, and they just deal with that. And this is worse and slightly different.
Okay.
So you get the impression that whatever that is, and they perceive it as the same thing, that on this occasion something is trying to wipe out this vineyard, where it hasn't done before.
Interesting.
Okay. Okay, so are you heading in?
I think that's the only thing to do.
Okay. Let's find that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as you head in, this
As we
vineyard,
sneak
you're sneaking. That's fine. So this vineyard is pretty dark. There's heavy mist. It's very obscure. The mist is lying low and heavy on the ground. So as you actually get down into the vineyard, you can see the house in the distance, but actually going through the vineyard itself is really quite heavy going. It's muddy and it's dark, and the mists are boiling. So roll a stealth check.
All of us with advantage? Or just me?
You've
So I roll the
all-
perception.
You've picked a route.
And we've all got pass without trace as well.
That gives everybody advantage.
On a 1 year roll.
Unfortunately, I got exhaustion.
Natural 20 for
so
24.
It just makes me useful.
Yep.
I also got 24.
Don't you mean a 34?
Oh yeah, 34,
Oh, you
sorry.
got 34. I got 24.
So add 10
I got
to whatever.
25.
Add 10
Okay.
and your modifier. Only an 18.
Okay.
Where's stuff? Oh, I got a 20
Okay.
Judge 10.
with plus 11.
Still better than me.
The vampire's sneaky.
Yeah, could have been worse if we didn't get that advantage. I'd be rolling disadvantage.
Yeah, that'd be a
So,
problem.
So you sneak
Pretty
through.
has
You
go
can
moves, so they
hear.
can't really be that quiet.
You can hear movement
Oh, vampire.
on both sides, both above and below you through the vines. Sort of, you get the impression you're being tracked, or that something is moving. It's difficult to know whether it's moving deliberately in parallel or whether it's just moving
Coincidence.
independently. But you're feeling pretty stealthy.
Are we passing any of the plants?
You're passing the vines. The
Can I-
vines are looking wrecked.
Can I give them a quick, some sort of check to see if I can work out what's going on? If they're like, if it's insects eating it versus if it's like, eating whole leaves at a time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What-
Nature.
Nature.
Don't you have a way of like
I can do druidcraft, which can grow stuff a little bit, but not. That's
You
a
need
4.
plank
My
growth.
God, I have rolled less than 5 8 times tonight.
welcome?
You need
Should I just like move further away?
No, usually I'm behind the screen, but I still roll this bad.
We just don't know.
So as you go in to examine that vine, you hear this hiss and this I'm gonna zoom in for you, and this horrible sort of blighted creature rears up at you from within the vineyard. Roll for initiative.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
You were beautifully stealth, but if you're going to go proper things,
Got that 20.
I said something if it was right next to us.
no, it's fine.
Sorry, everybody.
That's fine.
That's a 16.
Oh wait,
Sorry. It's
do I
alright.
have
That's,
to
that's
roll
you guys.
disadvantage
disadvantage
because
for
you're
that? Yeah,
exhausted.
exhausted. Yeah.
You're
Is there anything I
exhausted.
don't get disadvantage on with that?
No,
Oh, it's still 17, 18.
Do you
A lot.
have
So yeah.
minor restoration yet?
No.
no, level
Great,
3.
lesser restoration's
Level 3.
Level 3 spell.
Okay,
I
Ash.
have a lesser restoration because of
Does
the
that reduce
stop of
exhaustion?
healing.
Level,
17.
Yeah, either one disease or one condition
Zephyr?
afflicting it.
Doesn't do
Conditions
exhaustion.
can be, blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Yes, we have
Harley.
greater restoration.
10.
Etherdwing. Malachi.
18.
Twinning.
16.
Okay.
Can I super quickly do,
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to do a check of this before, do these look like plants, as in the creature type?
These do look like plants.
Cool.
Let's see if I can.
Most of my stuff isn't going to work then.
Most of my control spells are on humans.
I have a bunch of stuff for animals, but I didn't pack anything for plants.
I've got something that works on everything though.
What's that?
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
That works on everything.
I feel like that's cheating, but yeah.
So,
I'm an old man
so
tank.
it does look like a plant,
Uh-huh.
and before this thing sort of came out and hissed at you from the vine, it was actually almost looked like the vine itself.
Okay.
You know what's happening to these vines. So when these when the grapes are ready and they're sort of ripening and coming through to the harvest, these things come and suck the life out of the vines, and they suck
Oh,
it,
dear.
and they suck all the life out of the vines. And as they get stronger, the vines wither and die, and then they sort of wander off on a life of their own. So
How evil. You've got to wait till it's in the bottle to let it suck the life out of it.
yes, okay. So Ethelweed, you are up first.
So there's only one of them?
There's only the one you can see.
You
Yeah.
should be able to take this out and go.
Yep. I'm going to hit
Sneak attack it.
assassinate, sneak attack.
It's surprising.
So it is not surprised.
If I make a funny face, will it be surprised to
No.
get stabbed?
It is not
What if it's a
surprised.
really funny face?
I
It
did it.
is
I did-
not in any way surprised.
No, that's okay
tried.
because assassinate.
You waved at it, you prodded it, you were sneaking through its vineyard quite successfully and then prodded it. It's not surprised.
But assassin.
Isn't everyone else still sneaky though?
They
This
are
thing,
at the moment.
five- Okay, so
They
wouldn't
are
it
at the
then-
moment.
So then wouldn't it be surprised from ethical?
Pretty sure assassinate works if you're the first person to move.
because I'm the first person to attack. That's what I get assassinate because level anyway.
Oh, it's not the surprise.
It gets
Ah.
surprised, or you're the first person to attack.
Or your
Oh,
first
cool.
one. And that's why.
So you want to be high on the initiative.
Which is why
Oh,
I
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
because I
cool.
get plus 10 to initiative.
So
Yep,
does that
okay.
compound with sneak attack, or is it
Plus five
separate?
for a roll.
It
Yeah,
just
we-
makes
It's
the
Well, yours is
if
plus
he
10.
hits, it's an auto crit.
It's plus 5, plus 5.
Yeah, 5 plus 5, yeah.
So you can sneak attack.
As an assassin
Yeah.
rogue, you want to go
Yeah,
first.
so the surprise gives you the
So-
crit.
Ah,
So surprise gives him an auto crit.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But
And-
still to my point anyway, isn't everyone else still hidden?
No, but it isn't surprised. So it is engaged. So
Right.
it knows there's stuff going on.
it's
so
expecting an attack.
It
Whether
has to
whether
be
it's coming
a.
from anybody else or not.
Yeah.
What it means
That's how
by
D&D
having
rules
it-
work.
It's on alert. It is not
So I've got
surprised.
advantage on
as
the
such.
attack.
But you get advantage on the attack.
which in turn gives me sneak attack without having anyone
Yes.
next to me.
Well, I'm next to it.
He's next to her.
But yes
It's
and
engaged
yes.
in the
But
combat.
yeah.
Yes,
But I
you get
but I
advantage.
So that means I can take
Yes.
2 rolls each.
Yes.
Two rolls. So, there we go. I'll take the 2 rolls. So it's 2 19s.
Okay, hit and hit.
I thought for a second that you rolled 2 12s and 2 6s. That would have been funny as hell. Oh, was it last Randall or the Randall before where I rolled the double natural 20?
Last time,
It's funnier if you do double natural 20 on disadvantage
Yeah.
and double natural
That's
1
a
with
17
advantage.
damage hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll use my bonus to disengage.
So you lop off a huge chunk of this. You moving right back where you were?
Yeah, out of striking distance from this thing.
Okay, disengage. So you have a huge amount of damage. This one whole side of this vine is just sort of lopped off, all its sort of tendrils crawling off across the ground. Malachi, you're up and Vash is next.
Okay, I'm going to do Sacred Flame. So the target has to succeed on a dex saving throw.
Yep. 18.
Yeah, that's a success.
It's sort of where Ephidwe's carved a huge chunk of sacred flame just passes through the big chunk of vines that's now missing on the side and disappears back off into the vineyard.
Curses.
Bash, you're up.
Bash will raise his right hand and coiling red energy will unleash out of his hand. I'm using Eldritch Blast. Okay. With a 22 to hit.
Hit.
Quinny's ducking and covering. There's 5 different beam attacks that are flying over.
That is 9 force damage.
And with that, it's pushed backwards and lies flat on the ground, unmoving.
Sounds like that sounds like it's dead.
It is dead. It appears to be dead.
Do I see anything else?
Quinny assesses it as dead.
Okay.
Do I see anything else of interest?
There's one to the south of us.
As you turn around, you are essentially surrounded by these things coming at you.
Okay, cool.
Well, in that case,
Good work, Quinny.
I'm gonna
Touching the vines.
Bash see the amount of
could have
damage.
made it
I didn't
through.
realise all of us would be spotted by me doing something. I'm still
Give
weird
us
about
plus 10 to stealth and then
Only
just
because you
reveal
were
us
right
anyway.
next to them. So you were
So-
sneaking through, you were right next to them, and this thing just
I
lunged
feel
out.
like if there's a bunch of people over there and someone here, noticing one doesn't necessarily mean the other.
Doesn't matter.
I will look at this. Look at the area, and my hair will start to turn white. My eyes will glow red, and I will activate my form of dread.
Shall we flee the battle?
I don't think we're going to be able to. By the time all of us have a turn, we're going to be surrounded and have an opportunity to take to death if we try to leave.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll be fine.
That gets me some temporary hit points, and I am immune to the frightened condition.
If we want to battle, we'll come up for that. We might.
And it's wisdom, isn't it? If you
Wisdom if I hit them.
Yep. Okay, Quinny, you're up.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. I think
Not D&D without a battle. So
the only thing I can, or the only thing that makes sense for me to do, I'm going to cast. I'll cast Hunter's Mark on the one due south of us,
Okay.
and then I will combat Wild Shape into a brown bear.
Ooh. That's
Shame you don't have Thornwood.
I do.
Because it's your 30-foot melee spell.
It is nice. It's just better for me to Wild
That's
Shape.
It's better than Wild Shape.
If
It's
I
only a
got
double anyway. I get 2
20
attacks as this though, which is nice.
Oh, multi-attack. Yeah, that's
I'm
handy.
going to make you hit. So, bear, you saying?
Yeah.
Bear.
Great big.
Wild
Brown bear.
shape. Wild shape bear. There we go.
Maybe a giant wombat for flavour. That sounds ridiculous.
One bear.
Giant wombat? Yeah, I would.
I do have the stats for a giant wombat, should you wish to be one.
Amazing. I would love to
I
see.
also have a drop bear, and a wallaby.
Please tell me
Can
you're
I-
going to be a
can
drop
you
bear
send
and
me
jump out
those?
of a tree.
I have the Australian
No, wait, I can do that as a
bestiary.
Can,
So I
can
can
I be a
monsters
far
manual
traveller
of-
from Australia? And grab
I
a
have
couple
the
of those as
yeah,
wild
yeah.
shapes?
I have
How
the.
venomous is the
I would
platypus?
love
I can
to-
send them.
I
I
would
have,
love
I
to
have
see
the
that.
monsters manual of Australian animals.
I would,
All their
I
snap
would, I would
points.
love to
Want
see.
that?
I would love to
I
see.
know,
Are you
I
fine
know,
for
I know.
Quinny to turn into wild
I'm
shape
like,
into
what's the
stuff?
D&D?
that we
What,
get to
wild
see?
shape into Australian animals? Yeah,
Yeah,
of course you can.
amazing. I would love to see that.
What,
That's
I thought-
Probably about the equivalent
The drop
of
bear's
fucking,
quite cool, they've got little pointy teeth and
inflict
everything.
wounds.
You can be a koala or a drop bear.
And
Depending
how
on
well
how
the
sleepy
kangaroos
you should
kick
be.
in that circumstance?
Pardon?
And
Do
then-
they box? You know,
Kick.
And then what I'd like to do as a large creature is just
Yep.
go stand in front of our. I can't really get in front of the Rogans. I'll go stand between. I'll go stand between everyone and those three blights to the south, just to try and see if they're attacking me and stuff.
There-ish?
Yep, I can't attack on this turn, but I'll go
Yep.
up there and like roll
Okay.
and carry on a bit.
Fine. That's quite cool. When you wild shape, it changes you in the initiative tracker, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, that's
actually.
neat.
So there's no brown bear in there's no bear in my initiative tracker. Sorry, that's pretty cool. Okay. Blights. Okay, so this guy moves in here and is going to attack the bear, and it's going to try and constrict
Can it do that to a large creature?
It's a melee attack.
Cool. Just wanted to check.
And it can attack a large. It can attack a large or smaller creature.
Awful.
So anything larger than, anything smaller than huge, isn't it?
Cool. AC is 11 at the moment. Although
Okay.
you have the stats for me.
Hang on a minute. It's alright. I'm so bad.
Use one of the bard features in Minx. Someone cast another spell for saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
I need to cut words.
Oh, lovely. Is Mage Armor concentration?
So you'll have to work out where you are. It's alright, my computer's decided to update
No.
in the middle.
Oh no!
Waste of the.
Why is
I
that?
just have to do it
Because I
manually.
can get better spells.
Okay.
Why would I choose Mage Armor? I can have
I,
So 9.
I want it for pointing.
9,
okay.
which I'm assuming is a miss.
You'll need to take Mage
Yeah.
Armor.
Yeah, you need to take something like that, but getting... I would say so 9? Miss.
Okay.
You get
Good
much
bastards.
better AC on your launches.
And from the where that plant was, it swings out to hit you and misses. But from 15 foot out from that, just grow entangled vines going out across the path in a 15-foot radius from that.
Oh, yeah. They look
vine.
like they're going to stick around.
Yeah, it looks like it. So that's difficult terrain.
I was about to say, is that difficult?
Difficult terrain,
I think I got
15
that
foot
sense.
around this one here at the bottom. Sorry, my main computer
They're all
decided
connected
that
to that,
tonight,
though?
tonight is the night for a Windows update. So
As
Foundry's
it
down.
always is.
As it, so we'll
I
just
might
have
do
to.
a,
Oh, good fun.
Those
I'll play
vines
with
growing
the
out
short
of it,
guy,
though,
short guy.
they'd be connected to it in
Might do a
terms of
sneaky
like
sneaky
if it's a touch, if you want to do a touch spell, you can touch one of the vines.
Yes. So you can touch the blinds.
Oh, you've got that.
The blights.
The blights. Yeah, absolutely. So
level 4
So-
character class level 3 spells.
so that's now sitting there in a 15-foot radius. So this is all difficult terrain around this one here.
So I don't need to move.
Okay. These creatures
Speed do anything for
all
different
move in. They don't attack on this turn, but they all move in around this edge. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming in this circle around here. Between you and the vineyard, which is right the way down on the left-hand
Like,
side.
I have an area of effect.
I'm going to have to get a pencil. Fuck no. I'm going to have to write stuff down.
Old school.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah.
It's all showing your age.
I will say, I've been doing all of my battles in my other campaign in just like theatre of the mind,
Yeah, yeah.
and it halves the time it takes to do stuff, if not more.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great. That might also be because it's really low level play still.
Yeah, low level fights usually end pretty quickly.
I think it's that as well. Actually, I own nothing physical for D&D. I don't own a single book or character sheet.
Oh, I've got all
This
of
game
these.
may have characters. It's good.
Yeah.
I've got
Okay.
all the books.
So they've all moved in. Zephyr and then Harleen.
I am going to head towards the sort of this group that's like collapsing on us,
Yeah.
and just sort of like 1 inch punch the first one in the face.
Okay.
And they all attack.
They've all moved in. It's alright, my computer's updating, so I can't move them on there until it
That
reconnects.
is a
One of them is
19
attacks
to hit,
at me and
Pardon?
missed.
19 to
None of
hit,
the others have.
Hits.
and that is going to be 7 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the same thing again.
Okay.
That is. I should know that. 13 to hit.
Hits. The plants.
And that's 14 damage. Oh, sorry, not 14. 6. What am I? And that's it. My AC goes up.
How much damage?
That was
6.
6. Okay. So that's this dude over here. Okay. So all of these are now moved in to melee range. So this guy over here has been punched and battered. Harleen, you're up.
just did that. She has my AC.
I'm gonna go for the one that is southwest.
Yep. So this
with
dude.
my hammer.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is 17 plus 5, whatever that is.
That hits.
22.
They're plants. Plants.
So they've got an AC of what, like, 22, 23?
Yeah, planty AC.
Plenty AC. Before the class.
That's 12 damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Back to top the order. Ethelred.
I'm gonna go for this one over here.
Which one? The one on the end? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the one that is
It's got difficult
currently.
terrain around it.
It's got a big tangle of vines, so it's got a 15-foot across the path. This huge.
So it's hard to get to.
Yeah,
it's
so
difficult
I'd go
terrain,
If it's
so
15
half-
foot of difficult terrain, you won't be able to
15
get to it without
Alright.
dashing, I don't think.
I'll get to another one.
I'll
Maybe the one on the
I'll take
other
care of
side
that
of it?
one because I can hit it from range.
I'll go to
And you can
the-
see you can see these vines.
So can I, yeah.
You can see them moving on the floor.
Alright, I'll go for this one.
Could
over
it?
the
Oh,
furthest
what would
one
happen
on
if
the
I
other-
cast
that one over the
Entangle
other
on the
side.
same area? I'm not going
Extra
to. but
difficult
we'll just-
terrain.
You can't
Which
double
which,
difficult
which
terrain.
dude are you going to go? You can go for any of them. They're all in
all
range.
the vine
That
stuff.
one, yeah.
This one down by the bear.
Paint
Yeah,
break.
Yep.
the next one over, next to the
The
silver
southwest
surfer.
one
Okay.
that I attacked.
Yep.
And we'll
Okay.
get both
The one that
because
Harley
there'll be
attacked.
two lots of
Yep.
things now, so it'll be close.
Southwest one.
A 16 and a 17.
Hits.
Am I in? Would it be still sneak attack?
Yes,
Yes,
because
because
Harleen
I'm
would be
there.
in range.
Okay.
Harleen is engaged with Mr. Southwest Vine.
Southeast, south, southwest, southwest, west.
I know. I should. If I'd thought about it, I'd have put them on.
Northwest.
And
Huh?
19 damage.
Okay, so Ethelred goes in and carves with his knife, just like a bit like Zorro, and all its vines fall to the ground. So it's out.
Oh,
Southwest one is dead.
Oh, marvelous.
Yep.
And then I
Go on.
don't really need to disengage, do I? I think it's dead.
No, you don't need to disengage because it's dead.
Yeah.
It's valid. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's the one.
Are you good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Malachi, then Vash, then
Aye.
Quinny.
Does Quinny get it done?
Yeah, it's after it. So we've gone back to the top of the order because you couldn't attack as a brown bear. Yeah. So
Ethelred,
it's
me.
Ethelred, Malachi,
Right.
Vash,
Then
Quinny.
you.
Oh, I thought I
Lights.
went after Ethelred for some reason.
No.
Oh, cool.
So that 15 feet of vines, is that like basically right where we're standing, or is that a bit further over?
It's a little bit further over. It's
Right.
towards the edge of the edge of the bear.
Right, I'll move over to where the vines are creeping out to, and
Okay.
reach down and touch one of the vines and do inflict wounds.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Oh, because it's attached to the blight. That's clever.
So that's a 17 hit.
That's clever because all the vines are connected.
That's what I figured.
Hits.
That's very clever. I like it.
That is 13 damage
Okay.
of necrotic.
So you see the vines across the floor wither back towards the original vine, and the blackened sort of necrotic rot starts to crawl up the main creature itself.
Remind me not to get in a fight with Malachi.
Okay, you staying where you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Bash.
Okay.
So the actual main thing isn't dead, but the vines that have crawled out.
the
are
difficult
all-
terrain has
It's gone.
disintegrated
Yeah.
and gone, and the necrotic energy started to crawl up the sort of
The
legs of this vine blight.
furthest blight
Yep.
from me,
Yep.
I want to use my Warlock spell slot to hit it with Hex. To hex it.
Okay,
as
so
a
that
bonus
would be
action.
number one, right up at the top, probably.
Okay, so
Still
I'll hex
through.
him,
Yeah.
and then I'll lob an Eldritch Blast at him.
Okie dokie.
Which is a 24 to hit.
Hit.
for 9 force damage and 3 necrotic.
Okay. It's still there. Wisdom save, yeah?
A wisdom save, yes. DC 16.
Okey-dokey. I'm not sure that they are there.
And my Eldritch Blast is stylized like I'm launching, like, it looks like blood, but it's energy.
5 on a wisdom save.
Okay?
5 on a wisdom
Okay,
save.
it can no longer, it can't approach me.
Okay.
It's anything I hit while I'm in my form of dread is frightened of me.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm immune to being frightened.
Do
so I can do
plants
whatever I
do
want.
plants feel fear?
Well, that one does.
It does not have it as a condition immunity.
Then it feels fear.
It is a scared.
I wonder what plants are scared of.
They appear to be scared of vampires.
At the
They
moment.
appear to be scared of vampires. If you, the Queen is almost. You've never seen a vine quake in its vineyard.
This has been a most educational journey.
And most educational trip out. Queenie, the brown bear is up.
Alright, I'm going to take 2 attacks against the nearest thing.
Okay.
Come on, roll well. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's a crit and a
Oh.
15.
Okay. They would both hit.
Amazing.
I'm
damage
assuming
the
you're
brown
going
bear
for. I'm assuming you're going for this one that's right next to you down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And isn't it max plus what you roll for this?
Yes.
So if it's max, that's is that max including a modifier or just max of the dice?
Max of the dice.
Max of the dice. So that's 24 plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 36 damage on the first attack.
So you absolutely
As
on
Quinny
your
just goes
first
up and
attack,
just bites it in half.
as on your first attack, it just literally sort of pulls it out of the ground and shakes it a bit and then shucks it down. And it's decimation on its first attack if you'd like to
And
attack
that I'll put my
another.
other attack on a different one if that's alright.
That's absolutely fine.
I feel
Lovely.
like that's like a human just reaching down for a mandrake in Harry Potter. That's like that little tiny like thing.
That's 9 with a claw attack to the other one.
Okay.
There's a crit on
Damage,
the
yeah.
Except they
9
don't
damage, yeah.
scream when you mention it.
No, but that's
Okay.
This is why moon druids are scary.
Yeah.
That's with Hunter's Mark as well, so
I
you
was
get that extra
listening to
D6.
a podcast on it.
Okay.
That's why I'm using Hex.
What's Hex? Is it a D6 as
It's a
well?
D6 as well, but it's necrotic damage.
Spooky Hunter's Mark.
Spooky Hunter's Mark. That's exactly it. Spooky
Six.
Hunter's Mark.
Okay. So
And then, if it's not dead, is it?
so this one is nearly dead.
Cool. And I'll move my Hunter's Mark as a bonus action.
That reminds me,
Yep.
the one I hexed
Yes.
has disadvantage on
this one?
strength checks.
Yep. Okay.
Dex for 9s, wouldn't I think?
Eh?
I go Dex for 9s.
Get strength checks, and not saves. It's only the checks.
It's checked.
So grapples will work extra well against.
Okay. So
You can use it on guards. For
on their turn, we've got
disadvantage perception checks.
this dude that's hexed and frightened. We've got this guy who is currently up. This guy down here
I didn't
who
even see that guy because David's
David's head
Head.
guy is the one that has been punched and kicked a bit and is looking a little bit bloody. And this guy who has been had all his roots fried and then clawed by a bear, are the only ones left up at the minute. Okay, so this guy is actually going to try and move away because it can't move closer. So it's trying to move back up away from Vash. It wasn't in melee range, so it does not need to disengage. It's just moving back. This guy is in melee range and is going to strike out and trying to hit Zephyr with
Use that
its
AC nuts.
Yeah, because I slapped the
constriction.
guy.
Yeah.
I didn't actually use my full damage, so. You've got to use your action to slap someone in order to get the AC.
16.
Not enough.
Okay.
It would have been enough.
Yeah, can say monks if they do an unarmed strike, they can add 2 to their AC.
So it misses.
Cool.
It misses on its
Can say
attack
monks are
and then shoots out 15 feet worth of vines around it. So the terrain immediately, and that includes where you're standing, because it's in melee range. is now difficult terrain. So you're surrounded by these vines. This one down at the bottom, which is the only other one up, takes a swing at the bear, which
11?
is hilarious. My God, I think it actually hits. 19 to hit.
That does hit. So we can chip away at any of my hit points.
And
Get nearly as much as a bear as a
it does not recharge its necrotic feet. Perfect. So, and it does 8 bludgeoning damage.
Pathetic.
And you need to do a strength check.
Oh, I love strength checks.
Yeah,
The
it's
bear,
like you-
I got
what is it?
a +4 to that. That's a crit fail! Oh god, my hubris. My hubris, it hurts.
What's wrong with your dice?
Every single dice I rolls that bad. It's ridiculous. Even the digital ones.
Do you want like some more?
No, I don't think it's more.
What's wrong with
So your bear is currently grappled.
That's hilarious.
Your bear is currently grappled by a half-dead vine.
I think it was distracted by some sap that was coming out of it that looked like
It looks
honey.
like honey.
Yeah. So it's just like, ah!
Zephyr, you're up. And then Harley.
What strength.
How damaged does the one in front of me look? Like,
So the one directly in front of you looks bloodied.
alright. We're just gonna like. I'm just gonna look at my thing. Just lift it up.
Well, to be fair, there's 2 in front of you. So there's this one and this one.
Oh, okay, the bloody
So
one.
this one is bloody. That's the one that came in and attacked you. This one is frightened and is trying to move away from Vash.
Okay.
This one is unharmed. This one has managed to grapple the bear and is nearly dead.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the bloody one.
Okay. That's this dude behind you.
Oh shit. That's not good. What is that to hit? That is 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
Why do I ever use my quarterstaff? It always fails.
I don't know, why
Yeah,
don't you just
does
punch it?
And I punch with an 18 to hit.
That hits.
That's why if I play monks
And then
before the new ones came out, it's open hand.
that's 3 damage.
You get that 15 foot shove every time you hit something.
Oh yeah.
And that's my 10.
The greatest thing they have.
How much
is
did
at
you
level
do on that
17.
one?
3.
Quivering palm.
Okay.
They fail to save.
Colleen, you're up.
Instant death.
So which ones are still alive?
Okay, so you've got this
Or
one,
if you prefer
Yeah.
which
Actually,
is
like,
the
going
one
through
that's
the
just been
chest,
missed
and
with
then,
a
like,
staff from
vibrating
punch.
through the chest.
Yeah.
This one that's unharmed,
30
this
damage
one that's
against
moving away
Oh,
from
yeah.
Vash, and this one that's grappling the bear,
Make the save, it's 10d10.
but looks very nearly dead.
I was actually going to say, do I get advantage on that as a large creature, or is it like a weird attack grapple thing? Cool.
Can't get your way out of this.
No,
It's
you
alright, he'll
don't
be
get
dead in a
advantage
second.
as a large
Anyway. He's just
creature.
about
I'm
dead.
gonna go to the one that's unharmed.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2. Contestant number 2.
Directly west.
Yes. Directly west.
That's a 16 to hit.
Hits.
And that's another 12 damage.
Cool. Okay. You staying in range?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, back to top of the order. Ethically, you're up. So this one is it's closer and you could reach it. It's scared of Vash and it seems to be moving away. This one Harlena's just hit and is in range with. This one Mr. Zephyr's hit and is in melee range with. And this one is nearly dead but is currently trying to grapple the bear.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for this corner.
This one over
Southwest
here.
Let me
west.
finish off that one.
That's the one that Mr. Zephyr is currently distracting with a stick and punching in the face.
I think I've hit with that stick like twice
yeah,
in the
this
entire
is-
campaign.
Yep, it's useless.
Yeah, 25.
It's just the
and
backhands
26.
that work.
Hits and hits.
Yeah. Close to it.
Need a new stick.
With sneak attack.
Pick one up off the corpses and these things.
20 damage.
Just obliterate it. Absolutely decimate it. Slice it to bits.
Wonderful.
Okay. Malachi, you're up. And Bash, you're on deck.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to do Toll the Dead on that one that's nearly dead. That I
Okay.
attacked the first time.
No grapple
Yeah.
there.
So, wisdom saving throw. As
Wisdom.
bells ring out.
Crit fail.
Yep.
Indeed.
So that's 4 damage.
Which is exactly what you needed. So that.
Yes.
So this is
Of the church.
and
The
all
last
of
bit
those,
of the
all of
chronic that
those
was coming.
vines around the
From the
bed
bell
just sort
toll,
of
yeah, I get
melt away and fade away. Okay, so we've got 2 up. We've got this
Morning,
one
Lord!
due west that Harleen's engaged with, and we've got this one at the top that
He's hexed.
is hexed and frightened.
I'll take
any damage.
I'll go-
Did the one that was grappling me die?
Yeah, he's just killed it.
Oh, thank you.
The brown bear took a bit of damage. So I will attack the one I
It's
hexed
only brown bear.
Yep.
It's not real damage.
No.
for a
Pretend damage.
21 to hit.
Hits.
Which is why I love just saying which one the
9
one is.
force, 2 necrotic.
Whose way are we now?
Yep.
And was like, I'm
And then
gonna use my
if it's
secret
destroyed,
Nope.
thing. Everyone else can
whoa!
No, it's still up.
I've hit like 23 damage total.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's still up.
Alright. You're not
Alright, so now its hit
Come on.
points are between 26 and 36.
Alright, if I move, I'm going to inside an attack of opportunity, aren't
You would. You would get an
Alright,
attack
well,
of opportunity
then
from this one.
I
here.
will stay right where I am.
Okay.
Monks are weird like that.
Well, no, because the multipliers in the
And it gets another wisdom save, doesn't it?
What do you pick as your favourite food?
Does it get another wisdom save?
I'm going for a favourite foe.
Yeah,
not
it does.
a favourite in the
18. 18 on a wisdom
Choose
save.
D4 or something.
Oi! It's not
18.
18 to hit.
18 on a wisdom save.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's
Especially
all.
for monks.
Okay, so it's no longer frightened.
No one's frightened.
Okay, fine.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
If I wanna go
16.
all out and use
Quinny.
everything.
Yes.
You're
Sorry, I
up.
was listening to that.
Wonderful.
So this dude
A monk
is
ranger.
It's
up
like
and
in
engaged
person,
with
It's like-
with
Oi.
Harley.
Get your attention.
And this guy is
Okay.
up.
How far
Um,
away is that one, do you reckon? I've got,
they're-
I've got
they're-
40
they're-
feet as a bed.
They're all within range.
Alright,
they're
I'll go
all
for the one that
they're
isn't text in that case. I'll, can I... is Hunter's Mark bonus action or reaction to...
Bonus to
Bonus.
move it.
Awesome, cool. I'll bonus action move my Hunter's Mark to the one that isn't hexed.
Yep.
And then
So
due
that's
west.
this one.
The due west one, yeah. and
Due
then
west.
The due west one, I'll go for that one. That's a
With
15
a D, not a J.
Hits.
and a 16, which obviously hits.
Hits.
Lovely. That is... What is it? Plus 4. That is 6, 9, 14. That's 18 damage from the first attack.
And that's down.
Cool. Well, in that case, I'll run over and do my other attack on the other one, if that's alright.
Yep.
Cool. So that is...
It's just
11.
this rampant bear
oh,
trampling
sorry.
the vineyard.
So I don't get Hunter's Mark on the second one, so that's 8 damage on the other one.
And that one is also out. So they
Awesome.
are all down. Go see.
Pick my teeth out. Pick the teeth out my teeth.
10 minutes, like her head on her hip.
Love the bear. That works very well.
That was an excellent choice.
When I can manage to roll above a 10.
That was an excellent choice.
I'm going to stay as a bear because I can hold that for
Hold.
2 hours if I want to.
Why not?
Can't really talk, but that's
Is it a brown bear?
It's a brown bear, yes. Weirdly enough, black bears are like really less deadly than brown bears. They have half the hit points, do half as much damage.
Yeah, but they're smaller.
They are.
You mean
It does updates and you're just like, why are you doing? We're just setting things up for you. Does that imply that you have like completely reconfigured?
That sounds like fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun, eh?
Okay.
So no foundry
Put,
stuff.
post it in there.
It's just rebig. It's just loading in, so I'm giving it give it a minute and it'll come
Yeah.
up.
How's this for a concept? D&D game.
What?
You get an empty character sheet. So you go like
And
say
you only
I want to
find
roll
yourself.
I want to roll perception on this. I rolled a 6. Oh, you get +2 on it.
Oh, so you got to
I
work.
Yeah, so
talked to the innkeeper. Oh, you're a dragonborn. Dragonborns are rare in this. I'm a dragonborn. So you don't know
It
what
just-
you are.
Yeah, I just sent it to
You have to
the
learn it by playing.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, right.
I'd do that with level 20 characters.
Oh god.
That'd be funny.
The DM uses a random generator for it as well, so you're some abominable combination of like 9 different classes.
Yeah, that'd be fun. They go, oh, I'm gonna.
You
do
try to charm
You-
something
you-
and you're just like this ugly, disgusting.
Even more confusing.
I'm gonna do
I
blah
do
blah
a-
blah. Oh, you actually got advantage on that.
Or even more confusing, you have disadvantage for those checks. Why?
Why?
Like, there's not a lot of things that give disadvantage.
That's the thing. Like, can you imagine like a random D&D character created that just like gave you random weaknesses and strength, like balanced?
This one does it. D&D Beyond, you can generate
You just do a
Yeah,
random,
you can do completely random.
and you can choose
Including
where
like
it's-
weaknesses and
including,
strengths.
including, so it'll do your stats, it'll do your spells, it'll do classes,
It'll
do
pick
backgrounds,
everything
just about
for you.
everything.
Yeah.
The only one I don't
But
think
when
it'll
we
do
were
is random
talking
is
about
like,
doing-
bombs
we were
and
talking
all
about
that
doing the
stuff,
level
but they're all
20
long-term plans.
one shot, we're all like, let's randomly roll a level 20 character for the one shot. And it came up with some insane stuff,
They
didn't
come up with some really
it?
insane stuff.
Like, because we allowed it to do the mixed classes.
That might actually come back up. It's
Pretty
like Foundry's just booting up.
I
Who
can actually
knows?
give
We
you a
will
quick
see.